Hi everyone. Welcome once again to this wonderful course, How to Start Investing in Stock Market. My name is Rupak Meglani, and in this topic we're going to talk about the financial behavior of an individual. So friends, let's get started. Investment process is a roller coaster of emotions. Yes, I'm connecting it with emotions. All right. So I'm connecting it with emotions. When I call it emotions, it means the systematic pattern. The systematic patterns which you have acquired since childhood or maybe on the basis of your past experience. These are the emotions based decisions. At time it becomes an emotion based decision, and that is why these are nothing but these are financial bias. So can financial bias lead to right investment choices? Answer is there are very remote chances that you will end up having a right choices on the basis when you make decision on your own financial bias. Friends, you always need to remain aware of your own financial bias, and thereafter only you can make the wise choices, and thereafter you can always have a risk management. Always you can have a proper choices of your investment decision. So friends, before understanding what is a financial behavior, before understanding what are the financial behavior biases of an individual, first of all let's understand financial behavior with the help of an example. All right, with the help of example. He is Mr. George. He wants to buy a house in a period of 5 years. Let me draw a time scale here. He is Mr. George. He wants to buy a house. In a, suppose he is standing here, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He wants to get a house at this point of time. At the end of 5th year, he wants to buy a house. So for this regard, he has to start saving his money from this point of time so that he can buy a very good house for him. All right. At the same time, Mr. George has one more choice available with him. Choice in the sense, yeah, some emotional choice. Mr. George has one more thing. He is planning for a vacation. With his family. All right. After 6 months, or say in a year, he wants to plan for a vacation with his family. Let me draw a time scale. All right. He's planning for vacation. He is standing here. This is period 1 year, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he wants to plan the vacation at this point of time. All right. So he takes up his choice of going to the vacation rather than start saving for buying a house. Why? Because the future is quite far here. All right. He has to make the decision at the end of 5th year, and that is why he is not willing to act for that right from here. But in this case, in the second case, he has to make the choice here, and he is acting here on his emotional bias. All right, because he cannot see the future, he cannot imagine the future, and at times we all human beings do not imagine a future, and that is why we'll end up having no emergency fund at the time when we need it. We'll end up having no required funds we need it for our livelihood. This is one example of financial bias. Okay, financial behavior, I could say. See, why I'm calling it a financial behavior? Because these all are nothing but these all are systematic pattern. These all are systematic patterns which we have acquired from our surroundings. All right, or from our own habits. All right, and these systematic patterns are driving us to make our finance based decisions, and that is why these are financial behaviors. All right, I can take one more example. All right, here's Mr. George. George at some point of time in his life, at very key moment, George at his some point of time, at very key moment, he lost huge amount of money. He lost his money at some very key moment in his life. He had lost his money. So this have developed his own money scripting. This movement or this experience have developed his own money belief. This movement has developed his own emotional connection and relationship with the money. Okay, so he will always act on this basis before making any finance decisions. All right, suppose even he wants to buy a house, but because of his past experience, he knew that he lost his money when there was a very key moment when it was required, and all very key moment. All right, so in that scenario he will not start saving for the house even. Why? Because of his past experience, he wants to reserve some money with him. All right, so this is an emotional connection with the money. So this is also a systematic pattern he has developed. This is also a systematic pattern he has developed, and he is getting driven by all this to make his own finance decisions. All right, yes. Okay, so these are what financial behavior. Yes, so if I want to categorize the people on the basis of their financial behavior, we can categorize it on three factors. Okay, one, who is a very distressed person; second, who is a very impulse person; third, who is a very frugal person. Okay, for the investment purpose, I have tried it to categorize the people on the basis of their financial biases. One, who is a distressed person. All right, what is distress? Suppose there is one person, he is a person, all right, he takes a lot of stress when he spends money. Even if he wants to spend a single penny in his life, he takes a lot of stress. All right, or whenever he takes out money out of his pocket, he doesn't feel good. He takes a lot of stress. He takes, he overthinks a lot. So this is one category of people. So this sort of people will always remain unhappy. This sort of people will always remain unhappy. All right, second category of people are impulse people who act irrationally. Okay, suppose there could be one person who enjoys shopping a lot. Okay, who enjoys showing off the things a lot. Suppose a person wants to buy a phone with similar features, with similar quality and everything being similar. He wants to buy a phone, so he have two choices. One, he can go for an iPhone, or he can go for something else. I'm just giving an example. So he'll end up buying an iPhone. Why? Because he wants to show off in his school, college, or whatever. All right, so this is an impulse behavior. So this sort of people, this type of people will always have an imbalance in their emotional intelligence, and they will act irrationally in their investment decisions as well. At times they will be driven by their own financial biases. Okay, so these financial habits would be very poor for this impulse people. All right, next is third category is frugal. Frugal is someone who is a very wise person, we can say, because he spends all of his money only where it is needed. He always spends his money whenever it is required and needed. He does not spend unnecessarily. So this person, this category of person, we can call it frugal person. This person will always make the smart choices. He will always land up making smart investments, and he will be very successful and wealthy person, and if not wealthy, but always be a satisfied person. All right, so these are the financial behavior. So what did we study till now is about, in this topic we have studied about the financial behavior. What is called a financial behavior, how we categorize the financial behavior people. All right, we categorize into three type of people. All right, in the next part of this course we're going to discuss about some common financial bias which we can relate with, each of us. All right, so see you in the next class. Take care, guys. Thank you so much.